Going to give you a quick rundown of how everybody went today that trained. We're going to talk about all the babies and how they're doing. Ailes, where do I fit in Tiamo Hanover? Our new horse. We got to fit him in right here. Tiamo Hanover. We will start with Ailson, like we always do. Ailson looked good today. John went with Ailson. Thought she trotted really, really well. Trotted through the wire, square gated. Same thing as always with Ailson. She looked good. And Taros obviously is on stall rest and still will be for another few weeks yet, as we hopefully get that ligament cleaned up. Wouldn't it be great if that ligament healed up as well as Cruising with Angus's injury behind it? That would be great. And Taros will be back, hopefully, at least healthy and sound within the coming month. Arctic Force trained good. Danny went with him in the last set. We were scooting along pretty good the last half. Said he pulled up great, looked great, did everything right. Beach Boutique again did her work well today. Finished fifth in a set of 6, but was right behind them finishing up, and they were smoking today on the end of it. She did everything right. So did Beach Bum BB. I was right beside her finishing up my mile. Actually, she might have beat me now that I say it. So we were right together in behind the 3 of them across the track. Brush Cut, Wiggle Delight, Inland Beach maybe, or Miss Mischief Maker. I'm not sure which one it was, but Beach Bum BB and Beach Boutique both looked really good in behind them today. Ben Dover won today, got the W today. Old Sleepy Steve got him around. Steve gets on pretty good with this horse, and he's been coming around lately. We just keep taking gear off, taking gear off, taking gear off. Ben Dover actually looks like a horse now. He's starting to look like the horse that we expected him to be all along. Very happy with him. Bottle of Red. John Downey sent me an email, told me all about all the horses he went with today. Bottle of Red, he really liked this filly. She looked great today. She always looks great. Little skippy 2 weeks ago, but I think she might have tied up a little bit on us. The next week she was okay. Today she was back to perfect. Really happy with what I see in Bottle of Red. Brush Cut, #1 horse of the day. That's just how it is. From what I saw today, everything I saw take place today, Brush Cut was #1 today. He looked very, very good. Cabernet, now you may have noticed Cabernet was a little sicker last start, and then if you're following the feeds on the site, following the threads on the site, Cabernet was in some sort of distress last week, and we had to take her to the University of Guelph. She's better now. She's turned out now, but she's going to have to be turned out for a month, this filly. Not the end of the world. She'll bounce back, but some scary moments there late in the afternoon last week. Well, I'll put it to you this way. The surgeon said, that the head vet at the University of Guelph said, realistically speaking, if you'd have just turned the lights off and went home, she might have been dead in the morning. And she's fine now. We got through it. Everything's great. It was obviously a happy ending to what could have been a very tragic story. So to the vet, to the vet at University of Guelph, to our vet Chris, our groom Greg, great job understanding that something was going on. Greg, first off, alerting me. I talked to the veterinarian, who then in turn told me, get this horse to Guelph. We took her to Guelph. She's fine now, but that could have ended very poorly. So a good job all around by everybody that played a role in that. Canadian Titan trained good again, continues to train good. I almost put her on my list that I wanted to go with, and then I watched the replay from last week. She trained great. I don't know what the hell I was looking at, but Canadian Titan looked good again today. Capistrano was going to have a few weeks off. She was full of mucus, even had a little trickle of blood there when she trained. How good is this filly? When she trained like she did last week, and then the scope looked the way it did. But she's been just jogging lightly. The vet said, oh, turn her out. Harry said, don't turn her out, just jog her light. We kept her on antibiotics and some other stuff, and she looks great now. She looks great on the track, but she won't be going a mile for at least another 2-3 weeks. Cheatin' Dixie. We made some shoeing changes. We made some equipment changes, and Danny went with her today, said she was great. He said, this is a nice filly, which I already knew she was. So Cheatin' Dixie, very, very happy with what I saw from her today. Classic Con trained well again. He's been training great the last week. We worked this colt very, very hard all week long and into today, and he looked very, very good again today. Classy Will looked good. Here's a horse that seems to be coming on. Why is he still a stud? I have no idea. A little question mark beside the old Studarooski here. Why? We'll be going with him this week. to see how Classy Will is. I think that I was concerned Classy Will might be headed to the sale, but he is starting to look really good, this colt. Steve went with him today and said he was good. Maybe I'll try and go with him. I can't go with him on Monday. Maybe I'll try and go with him on Thursday. I won't be here for Wednesday, but maybe I'll ask everybody to hold him to Thursday. I want to go with this colt and see how he feels. Compass Rose DC trained well today. Again, John Downey, thank you for the heads up. He said, James said she looked skippy, but I didn't feel that in the jog card. I thought she felt good, which is great. It's exactly the stuff I want to hear. Thank you very much again, John. Compass Rose DC trained well. Don't believe, oh no, I jumped over, I almost did it. Jumped over Crazy Mission. Crazy Mission won his training set today. Mario went with him. We finished heads apart, but he did win. He won fair and square, and he beat our newcomer, Tiamo Hanover, at the wire. But Tiamo Hanover, it was his first mile and a half, and I think the last mile, he's the last half a mile, he's like, come on, what is this? And Crazy Mission just got up to beat him, but then he took off after he realized we were still training. He took off. For those, you'll get to know Tiamo Hanover this week, but this is the biggest horse we have now. He is a giant French-bred horse by Love You. Trained great today. Just got picked off the wire by our little boy, Crazy Mission. Don't believe me, just watch. One of the biggest movers of the week, easily. Kevin Hess, don't believe me, just watch now today, and he went with him. I know he's waiting all day to go with him. I felt bad. I had him in the last set. Kevin's burn was done for like an hour and a half. And Kevin got out there and went with him. He really likes this colt, and there's lots to like about him. He's really coming forward now. Don't believe me, just watch. Very impressed with what I saw from him today. Effusive continues to impress. Looked good again today. I blew by him with Johan down the backstretch, but then I made a break because my knee boot came down. And Effusive ended up second to knockdown drag out and looked really good. Emerald Miss continues to impress me to no end. Man, oh man, this filly can fly. If you're out there and you have shares of Emerald Miss, she's a very, very nice filly. Everybody that goes to this filly just loves her to death now. Enjoying My Life had a little curb, a little heat in her ankle, so the owners of Enjoying My Life wanted to turn her out for a couple of weeks and get the vet to look at her. So she's gone out to the farm, and she'll be gone. She will not be going this Saturday. Hopefully we get her back soon. Truthfully, it's their decision where she goes, but hopefully we get her back soon, because Enjoying My Life, certainly a very, very nice filly and a big part of the stable so far this year. Enduring Strength looked really good. Little warm today. I'd said we need an ear hood on him and a snake cord in his mouth. He made a little break in the last turn, but he hasn't made any breaks, I don't think, to speak of in the last little while. So a little bit of an anomaly today for Enduring Strength. Excellent Nation was castrated last week. Danny didn't want to go a mile with him today. He jogged him. I saw him. He was willing to turn him, and I said, what do you think? And he said, I don't think he feels super comfortable. So we just jogged him. I said, just jog him and take him in. He looked really, really good, though. Fox Valley Shazam won her training set and looked very impressive doing so. Very impressed with her. Forged in Fire was a little sick when I went with him on Wednesday. He had some shit coming out of his nose and just didn't look good. So we just turned him out for the last 3 days, and he just jogged today. He'll be back going next week, no problem. Frontier Cruise looked good again today. He was in tough. He was in the deep end of the pool today. We hit him in with some Bearcats, and he trained very, very well. Fusspot trained good. Got beat fair and square by two fillies. Got beat by Inland Beach and Emerald Miss, fair and square. I was half a length, 3/4 length behind, but no excuses. She's got to come forward a little more. Very happy with the way she handled herself today. Very professional. And as I said to James and Mario, I said, I don't know what kind of filly she is. I think she's good, but no matter what she does, she's going to be a nice filly to drive. Very handy. Just a very, very nice filly all around in Fusspot. Giddy Up Max trained good. He was a little tougher today. They come last half in 8, I think. He probably comes last half in 7 in a bit. Mark Isabel went with him. I thought he looked really, really well. Globe Trotting got interfered with a little bit today and made a break. Wasn't her fault. James kind of put her in a tight spot and allowed Mark Isabel to drop down in front of him with Jailhouse Master. Now, the only quirky thing about Globetrotting, she's claustrophobic. She'll shy away from whips. She'll shy away from horses in front of her or any movements of the driver in front of her. She sees that and she doesn't like it. And when Mark Isabel dropped down in front of her, she just threw her head and made a little break, but she was trotting great before that. Harness AM made a little break today, very rare for her. From what I could see, the hobbles were too long on this filly today. may as well not have them on to where they were. And they had the light hobbles on her today. They usually wear the heavier ones on her. I think there's a brand new set of hobbles. They just wanted to get her integrated with those hobbles, so to speak. And she ended up making a tiny break, but was fine afterwards. Havana Una Na was good. She made a tiny break on Danny also. Danny didn't know her and put her in a spot where she'd make a little break. She did make a little break, but come back trotting after him was good. Hometown Boys trained good, but he's still lazy as hell. You know, I trained him in a mile and a half. He finished up behind the group he was in, but looks great. Looks really, really good. Just has to start putting it together a little bit better. So Hometown Boys, he's been in 24, and then another half. Overall, I guess he's doing as much as you could ask, but I do ask for more. And he doesn't appear that he wants to do it just yet. But he's getting there, little by little by little, inch by inch. He's getting there. I'll Play It Alone looked good today. A few little changes got to be made with him, but overall he looked pretty good to me. What else? Inland Beach, fantastic. One of the top movers of the day. Mario moved her first over and won the training set, and we were pacing on the end of it. So very happy with Inland Beach. Jailhouse Master got roughed up a bit. Disco come first over. Mark Isabel come first over with him. Mario parked him. He said his filly was a little shuffly, the trotter he was going with, and he said, just get in behind. So he did, and when he got in behind, he put James on the run. So it was a little bit of a I use a lot of words right now, but a little bit of a screw up, and he made a break. But Jailhouse Master didn't. He finished up third or fourth. He was good. Johan, knee boot fell down. He trotted. Steve, one of the owners on the horse, showed me some pictures, and the knee boot was down at like the 3/8 pole. So he went a mile and a bit. The last turn, I think he just got out of gear a little bit and made a little break, come right up trotting and finished up good. But that was clearly that knee boot. Just For Me and You did not train that good this week. Gonna have to take a real close eye on this filly. I think she might have a little pus pocket in her foot or something. She was good, but not like her. Like James told me this was the best filly in the property 3 weeks ago, and a little frustrated today. She made a little break. Just got to start working on her and figure out what's going on with Just For Me and You. Knockdown Dragout was fantastic. She always is. Again, she was good again today. Libero Hanover made a break on John. He said he didn't know if he was super comfortable in the trotting boots we'd put on him last week. Maybe. Might be it. But when we turn to go a mile and a half and we go hard, got to have the horses thought out, and I don't know if John had him thought out good. Maybe he did. I don't know. Libero Hanover wasn't fantastic today for whatever reason, but he's been lights out every week's leading up to today. McPherson Thunder trained well again today. Mario says he's training good. I'm happy if he is. I was in front of him the whole way, but excuse me. But Mario said he trained very, very well today. Marazank Hanover was good today. She looked good. Colt went with her. I trained this filly the other day. I thought she was lights out, really, really good, and she was good again today. Master Treaty, kind of regressing a little bit. Maybe not that surprising with his daddy there, but I thought this colt was coming forward a little bit, just a tiny bit of regression. I'm going to have to go with him one of these days and see what's up with him. Then we have McNugget again. Here's a filly that has been training okay, not great. Maybe the quintessential horse that might end up in the sale on May 14th. She's got some work to do, and I expect her to do it. She's had her flashes where she looks good. Overall, she just kind of looks so-so right now today. Miss Brampton Beast came first over, looked really good. This is one of her best fillies, has been for quite some time. Finally, she sold out. I don't know why it took so long, but she looked really, really good today. Miss Mischief Maker looked good. She was really tired after this is her second training trip in 6 weeks. She was really tired after her training trip, but just a trooper, just a true champ, and she'll bounce back and be better for it. Very happy with how she went today. Muscle Chrome did her work. Still need to make a few little more changes with Muscle Chrome. This is a filly that is not probably going to the sale. I like this filly. Her knees are clearly bothering her, and she's growing like a weed. She needs time. I'm going to give her time. It's going to be tougher to get time from us this year, but this is a filly that is going to get it. Nancy Allison doesn't need any time. Man, oh man, was she flying on the end of it. James loves this filly. I love this filly. Less and less TQ every week for her. Probably get to a point in the next few weeks where she won't need any at all. That was best case scenario, and I think it's coming to fruition right now with Nancy Allison. Need your opinion. Man, she trained great again. This filly trained great. She finished up right behind us, and we were moving on the end of it. Need your opinion. Looks really, really good. Overdue Mission was okay today. A little more work needed with her. She was very, very good for about a month and then started to fall apart again when the corks came off. I think she's just slow to transition. She's going from no grab or grab to no grab, tracks a little deeper. I think she needs to pay a little more attention to her work. She was okay today, but could have been better. Path of Totality couldn't have been better. She made a little break in the first turn. I guess she could have been better, not made a break. Made a tiny little break in the first turn. I just assumed she was out of it. We trotted a big last half, and he was flying with Path of Totality on the end of it. Path of Totality is starting to look like a serious, serious animal. Pine Creek, kind of okay today. Kind of okay today, but again, a horse that may end up in that sale on the 14th. I love this filly, and I think she just needs time, but how good will she be with the time? Unless I can answer that in a positive way for myself and our clients leading up to the May 14th sale, old Piner may end up in that sale. Really, Blue Chip didn't go today. A little splint, right front, I think. Right front was crowd. Not a big deal. She'll be back and ready to go next week. Rockin' Out Loud trained pretty decent today. Rooney Blue Chip trained pretty decent today. These horses both kind of did their work. No, they didn't stand out, but they certainly didn't do anything wrong. Now, Rooney Blue Chip, John had nothing but good things to say. I cleared him in the first lap of the 1.5 mile race training set, and I don't really know what went on after, but he said he was very, very good, big, strong, good-looking colt. He loved everything about him, so I'll go with that. Thank you very much, John. Rose Run Valiant finished up 5th. I don't know if he stayed trotting the whole way. I think he did. James said he trained him the other day, and he was a totally different horse since being castrated. She made some equipment changes. Going to make a few more equipment changes on Rose Run Valiant and get him back at it. Speaking of equipment changes, Rose Run Versatile needs some shoeing and equipment changes. I don't know whether she's getting better or worse. I think she's getting better, but she's getting faster, so she must be getting better. But still need to keep tweaking her equipment. Sebastian Ray was good again today. I'm going to go with him next Saturday upon request from the people that own him. Now, they don't ask for a whole lot, and I generally don't. It's hard for me to take requests and go with horses. Obviously, there's a lot that I have to go with. But Sebastian Ray, I'm happy to go with. Very happy with what I've seen from this colt. Another Sebastian I'm very happy with, Sebastian Yu. Out of nowhere last week and looked tremendous, and then again today trained very, very well. Sometimes things happen. You're going to get some pants. You need some hobbles. Made a little break today. That will be the last break of his 2019 foray into training and racing, I believe. He almost doesn't need hobbles, but he almost does. So we're going to put them on him and train him next Saturday with the hobbles on. Spend That Money was lights out. Very, very good today. Last half in like 105 in the jog cart. Last half, 1.5 mile training session. Very happy with that filly. Spirit of Dio, as I said, not quite balanced right yet. Won her training session easily today. Very talented filly. Just doesn't quite feel perfect just yet. Maybe that's a growth spurt. Maybe that's her shoeing. Maybe that's her equipment. We're going to continue to quietly tinker with her until we get her right. But as long as she looks the way she looked today when she's not right, scary to think what she's going to look like when she is right. Sunshine and Shade looked awesome today. Looked very, very good. Very good today. Trained well. Mario moved him to the front and really, really gassed us with this horse. He was very good. Forget who I had on the front, but he came flying at the half, cleared to the front, really drove away. Was very, very good. Susie K trained good today. I didn't go with her. Steve went with her, and Steve's had troubles with her in the past, and he said no, she was actually very good. Tiamo Hanover. Tiamo Hanover's our newest horse to TheStable.ca. This is a 2-year-old son of Love You. You might say, who the hell is Love You? Love You? One of the leading sires in Europe. Jean-Pierre Dubois' horse, if I'm not mistaken. Monsieur Dubois thinks very highly of this horse. If I'm not mistaken, that is the one. Again, I'm going to make a statement that I have not corroborated. I believe the winner of the Elite Lap was by Love You. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure there'll be 50 people tell me. But very, very hot sire. Steve Palermo, one of our clients, owned this horse, ended up bringing him to the stable, looking for some partners. I partnered with him on the horse. The stable bought a 25% stake of the horse, and then someone else had bought a 25% stake also. So 25% will be up of Tiamo Hanover, and he looked very, very good today for a horse that hasn't trained at 1.5 miles, hasn't trained in sets, hasn't trained fast like that. Certainly no problem transitioning for this big guy. Tiamo Hanover was very, very good today. Trafalgar was a little sick today and did not train, but she's been training great. Harry said, she still has a little bit of mucus there. Can we give her the week off? Absolutely. She just jogged and looked good. Time Will Dazzle looked good again. I was in front of her. I didn't see how she finished up, but I know Gislin said she was good. And Mary and her husband were up there at the fence watching her train, and she said she looked good too. So Time Will Dazzle looked good. Time Will Kazam looked really, really good. It's the horse that I told you trained fantastic the other day, and Mario said he trained great again today. You know what? Here's a horse that didn't train good today. Yours if you want it. Acting up like a bugger today. Really frustrating James. And I thought I was the only one that could frustrate James in under 3 minutes. But yours if you want it did it. He really was bad today and really bothered James. He likes this colt. He's really quirky. And he was bad today. But that's like one of the rarities for him. He's always good. He's acting up today. It could have been a number of things, but we will get him on the straight and narrow. Utopian didn't act up. He did everything right today and looked good doing it. So did Watch Ave. Both these colts were in the mix, did their work well. James on the Watch Ave. Colt went with Utopian. Both look good. Wiggle Delight continues to teeter on stable greatness, if you will, of all the horses we have. Wiggle Delight is always one of them ones where she'll go a mile and you're like, ooh, that filly's legit. She's serious filly. And today was one of those days. She looked very, very, very good. Wiggle Delight was good. Willpower Fashion I thought was kind of blah, but Danny said he was very good, trotting good, straight, strong. I couldn't concur from what I saw. Yes, I thought he was trotting great. Thought he was a little weak. Thought he was a little drawn out, and Will's going to have to work a little harder in the coming weeks. Zeb Sunshine didn't train today because he had a little bit of temperature. We gave him a couple of days off. He had Thursday, Friday off. I certainly wasn't going to train him on Saturday after being in the field for 2 days, so we gave him the day off. I might train him a slow mile on Monday. That's it. Only took me 22 minutes to run through it. I think I conveyed what we have to convey. Some horses were good today. Some horses were okay today. Some horses were great today, and we did have some that were bad today, and we'll be dealing with that. They'd want to pull their pants up, some of them, because the deadline to the May 14th sale is April 13th. As I said, anybody that I'm certain will not be in the sale might be entered in the sale, because just to hedge our bets, for the $150 to enter the horses in the sale, you have to do it a month in advance. So it might be worth it just to take a look at all the horses that might even possibly make the sale and enter them. The ones that we're not going to take, we don't take, but that won't hurt at all. I think that's probably the best course of action moving forward. So that's it. We talked about a lot today. We talked about a lot that is going on, a lot that went on, a lot that will be going on. And again, I asked you, drop me a line. Let me know what you think about the April 12th, April 11th. I can't be there on April 11th or May 11th. If we have the open house May 11th and 12th and break it up to 2 days, I'm still okay with it. White Tiger races on May 11th at the Meadows. So I can't be there May 11th. That's an added issue, obviously. I'd have to talk my father and Bill O'Donnell into doing 2 days, Curtis and Kelly, all the staff. We're going to have a barbecue there. This is all logistical stuff I'm sure we can do. Do you want to? Would you rather be at the farm for 5.5 hours watching 10, 11, 12 sets? Or would you like 2 days of open houses for the stable? Drop me a line, let me know. Anthony at TheStable.ca. And I'm sure Curtis and I and Kelly will be talking about this quite a bit over the coming few days, the last few days this weekend. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you had a great week. I hope you had a great weekend. Things are looking up. Sun's out. It's 13 degrees. Going to drive some horses tonight. Wish me luck, although you already know how I finished. Just a tad. Better Call Mike and Arvika are in tonight. And that'll be it till Tuesday in Ohio. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.